I am Luke, and I have always been considered to be a hard-working man. I am so eager to establish my own career, and I always put my professionalism in front of everything else. I am always praised for my work ethics and for the kind of effort that I put into my tasks. It has been my dream to provide for my family. I have seen how my parents paved the way for me. They prepared me with a future that is worth celebrating, and I owe that to them. So, my first goal was to earn big, so that I can give back to them in no time. I wanted to spoil them with all the good things that they deserve in life, because in this way I can show them how I very much appreciate them. So, right after college, I worked my way to the top of a multi-million corporate company. I doubled my efforts and I showed my bosses the best of my abilities, and all my hard work truly paid off. For 30 long years, I poured my heart and soul into that corporate behemoth, building a legacy with sweat and dedication. Over the years, I was promoted and became the CEO of the company. I take pride in the amount of effort that I poured in to get to where I am now, and I always impart that dedication to my colleagues and constituents because I want them to have a better life as well. As I was building my path to success, I met my wife, Kate. She is a businesswoman. I admired her for her strength and resilience. She is also independent and empowered, which is a trait that made me fall in love with her even more. I loved her so much, and I have never failed to show her how much I deeply care about her. She means the world to me, even though her strong personality overshadows me. She always spoke so harshly at me, and maybe it is just because of the tone of her voice that made me feel that she hates me. She would also control everything about me, the way I dress and talk, telling me that she would feel embarrassed if she is seen in public with me while I am wearing baggy clothes. She even questioned my position as a CEO because I don't look like one. To be honest, you look like a ragged lad with what you are wearing. You look so ugly and untidy. My friends know that I am dating a CEO, and what will they think if they see you in those clothes? Oh, please, Luke, don't embarrass me. I looked at my clothes, and they seemed fine. I am all right, honey. Besides, these clothes are comfortable. She hissed and rolled her eyes. Comfortable, my ass! You look like a penniless man. That is what you got for giving all your money to your parents. You can't even buy something for yourself. I was deeply hurt by what she said. It feels like she doesn't want the idea of me helping and providing for my parents. Kate, don't say that. You know how much I value my parents. She just rolled her eyes again. She raised her eyebrows and crossed her arms in front of me. If you love me, you will cut off your provisions to your parents. It's not your responsibility to help them, and besides, they are already old. Just put them to a nursing home where they belong. I felt insulted, but I didn't let her know that I felt it that way. I just kept a calm stature and looked at her with a blank emotion. They are my parents, and I will do everything that I can just to provide for them. She chuckled mockingly. Oh, well, that's your choice. After saying that, she turned away and went out of my sight. I hated the way she said those words, but what's ridiculous is that I still love her, and I couldn't see myself loving anyone else. I tried to understand that it is her personality, and I have to adapt with that. I love her, and I will do everything just for us to work. Aside from that, Kate became so controlling when it comes to money. She demanded a large percentage of money from me and splurged them on things. And take note, we are still dating by that time. So when the time of our marriage phase came, she went ballistic and went on full control of our finances, including my savings, investments, shares and salary. She has access to all of them, and she would just have the liberty to withdraw them all every now and then. As a husband, I understand the concept of her having a hold on our finances, but she is currently moving past the boundaries and it's suffocating. I couldn't even enjoy the luxury and privileges of my hard-earned money because I don't have complete access to them anymore. So I just let it slide because I don't want to start or spark any arguments. I am so tired of fighting. I just want to make things easy for the both of us. So eventually, I became used to the way she treats me. It became natural to me to listen to her nagging every day, and it also became natural for me to keep my silence. I still chose to love her every single day because she truly meant the world to me, especially when we had our first child. I thought everything would be okay, but it became worse. She hated our child for being a girl, and she would blatantly declare that she preferred having a son than suffer all her life with a daughter. It pains me to see how our baby is neglected at an early age. With that, I did my best to make my daughter feel that she is safe and loved by me, and I made peace with the fact that my wife and I would never have a stable relationship. So I just focused on my daughter, career and work. Now, I am currently 55 years old. I could truly say that my health isn't as good as it is before. If I could work overtime until past midnight when I was younger, now I couldn't even regain my energy even if it is still 7 p.m. I have distressed my body and overworked it to the point that I couldn't even enjoy the little activities that I was able to do in the past. But everything changed when a major change occurred in our company. For many years, I have been loyal to the company. I was the steady force that held the company's foundation together. But the winds of change blew with a vengeance the day Mario stepped into my world. A smart, a prodigy, they called him. But to me, he was the embodiment of arrogance and entitlement. He waltzed in, not just into my office, but into my life, my career, and my dreams. People praised him for being an all-rounder. He was the ace of the team, and he was praised for his work ethics and professionalism. Indeed, I could clearly see my younger self in him, but his proudness and arrogance truly outshined him. But deep inside me, I was nervous that one day. This man will take over my position. The signs of trouble began to simmer beneath the surface, the whispers in the corridors, the hushed conversations. Talks about my retirement circulated around like wildfire. Also, there were gossips that Mario would eventually win the favours of the employees and become the new CEO. And then, like a thunderclap, it happened. The day I was called into that cold, sterile conference room filled with investors. And my anxiety doubled when I saw Mario standing in front, about to preside over the entire meeting. My heart raced, my palms moistened, as I faced Mario's chilling gaze. His words cut through the air, each one a deliberate slash at my dignity. "You should retire, Luke," he sneered, his eyes dancing with a twisted sense of superiority. Everyone's gaze was fixed on me, as if all of them had expected this moment to happen. "What is the meaning of this?" I wanted to be enlightened with everything that is happening, but most of the investors didn't move an inch until Mario chuckled. "Well, this means that you are getting fired, so move your ass and leave because you are fired." He slammed the table that made me jerk in shock. "I deserve an explanation at least," I demanded him, but he just let out a smirk. "I think there's no need to explain." He stopped for a while and looked at me. "Just look at you. You are old. I think it's about time for you to rest." He stared at me degradingly. I feel so helpless. I didn't have a choice but to accept my fate. So, in no time, I was asked to pack my things, walk out of my office of 30 years and leave the world that once shaped me to become who I am today. It hurts to leave the things that you are already used to. I know this isn't bound to happen because something isn't sitting right here. Nevertheless, I know that the truth will prevail. And I was right, because he didn't stop there. He spun his web of lies, casting me as the one who had chosen to leave, painting me as the weak link desperate to escape the corporate grind. People talked about how incompetent and irresponsible I was for leaving the company without a formal nor early notice. All of that is a lie. And the worst part, everyone believed him. My colleagues, my peers, even my own wife, Kate. Kate, once the love of my life, had transformed into an embodiment of disdain. Her attitude was tolerable, but now it became worse. I couldn't even have a chance with her. Even though she had this strong personality back then, still she had this sweet and loving persona that made me fall in love with her deeply. But her once loving gaze had turned into a condescending glare, her laughter a cruel echo of mockery. She revelled in my downfall, blaming my age for all our marital woes, oblivious to the fact that I had sacrificed years of my life for her and our family. I watched helplessly as she distanced herself further, drowning in her own self-absorbed world.
You can't do anything right. How will you support us now? What will my friends call me now? Poor? Penniless? No, I can't take that insult.
She constantly insults me for being jobless. She kept on nagging about the status that we once had, and she blamed me for our downfall.
If you only worked hard enough, we will never have this demise.
Every day I kept on hearing her sneers and mockery. It's bombarding me and it's making our daughter stressed out of the situation. But aside from that, her trips outside the house became frequent, and she often came home late, while I am left in the house taking care of our daughter. One instance, I was cleaning the house. My wife came to me with a mocking tone.
Luke, I can't believe you're still moping around the house. It's been a month since you lost your job.
Kate, it's not like I'm enjoying this situation. I've been working diligently to find a new opportunity. And besides, the company gave me my retirement insurance and I have plenty of savings. She just rolled her eyes dramatically.
Diligently? More like desperately. Let's face it, Luke, you're not exactly a hot commodity in the job market anymore. Maybe it's time to embrace retirement and let the younger generation take the reins. And about your insurance and savings, give me full access to your account.
I heaved a sigh and nodded to her request, as if I could reason out not to. But I tried to defend myself against her first statement. I may not be a hot commodity, as you put it, but I've got experience and wisdom that can't be replaced by youthful enthusiasm alone. She gave a condescending chuckle.
Experience and wisdom. That's adorable, Luke. But let's be realistic here. We used to have a comfortable lifestyle, and now look at us. Cutbacks, budgeting, and all because you could keep up with the times.
This isn't just about me, Kate. It's about us. I didn't deserve the way I was treated, and you know it. You've been distant and cold ever since this happened.
Oh, please, spare me the victim act, Luke. If you had been a little more dynamic, a little more in tune with the modern world, maybe we wouldn't be in such a mess.
I took a deep breath and answered her. Kate, it's not about dynamics or modernity. It's about loyalty, hard work, and the commitment I gave to that company. If you can't see that, then I don't know what we even have left. She rolled her eyes again.
Oh, don't go all sentimental on me, Luke. It's pathetic. You're pathetic.
Silence hung heavy in the room as my frustration and hurt became visible. I looked at Kate, my eyes reflecting a mixture of disappointment and determination. I don't want to induce more conflict, so I stopped and went away to cool my head. But as the days went by, the pieces of the puzzle began to fall into place, revealing a sordid affair that had blossomed between Mario and Kate. Yes, I heard rumours of Kate going to my old office with Mario inside, and this all happened in plain sight and daylight. Rumours of them plotting behind my back occurred to me, fueling their connection with an intoxicating mix of ambition and lust. The realization was a dagger through my heart, a confirmation of the betrayal that had been eating away at me. Then, salvation arrived in the form of an unlikely ally, an employee who had grown tired of Mario's tyranny and Kate's toxic influence. They handed me a video, a scandal that would taint their reputation. It was footage of their illicit escapades, their misuse of company funds, and their blatant disregard for the sanctity of marriage. They did something punishable by faith and law: adultery. A plan began to form in my mind, a way to turn the tables and expose their hypocrisy to the world. The moment of reckoning arrived, and I seized it with both hands. I decided to reveal to everyone, and by everyone, I mean all influential people in the company. So I barged into that conference room, heart-pounding, but resolved, unwavering. I projected the damning evidence onto the screen for all to see. Gasps filled the room as the truth unravelled before them. Mario's face turned from arrogance to sheer panic, and Kate's veneer of innocence crumbled. Yes, my wife was there, because surprisingly, she became Mario's assistant. The board's decision was swift and merciless. Mario was shown the door, his empire of lies crashing down around him. Handcuffs replaced the tailored suits he once flaunted, and his reign of arrogance met a humiliating end. The applause that followed was sweet music to my ears, a symphony of justice and vindication. He begged me on his knees, pleading to restore his reputation by retreating my case against him.
Please, sir, I'm so sorry. I was arrogant and reckless. I didn't know the consequences could be this damaging. Please spare me and forgive me.
I shook my head. You ruined my life, Mario. And if I let you out, who knows how many lives you'll ruin again. I won't let that happen. As for Kate, well, her world of lies shattered as I confronted her with the irrefutable proof of her betrayal. Our marriage dissolved like sand slipping through my fingers, and any trace of financial support for her evaporated into thin air. I emerged from the ashes of their deceit stronger than ever before, reclaiming my rightful place at the head of the company. Through it all, my humble nature and unwavering work ethic proved to be my greatest allies. While they were consumed by their greed and lust for power, I stood tall, guided by my principles and a sense of justice. The scars of that tumultuous chapter remained, but they were a testament to my resilience and unwavering spirit. The tale of my downfall and triumphant rise spread like wildfire through the corporate grapevine, a story of redemption that resonated with many. I became a symbol of resilience, a reminder that age is just a number and that integrity will always prevail over arrogance. And as I navigated the next phase of my life, I did so with my head held high, ready to face whatever challenges lay ahead, secure in the knowledge that I had turned the tables on those who had once tried to break me. In the wake of the storm, the corporate landscape began to shift. The employees who had once cowered under Mario's rule now found their voices, emboldened by the downfall of their once mighty oppressor. The toxic culture that had permeated the company began to dissipate, replaced by an air of camaraderie and renewed purpose. The contrast between my character and that of Mario and Kate became a stark lesson in humility and morality. Their arrogance and selfishness were laid bare, a cautionary tale that echoed in the minds of everyone who had witnessed their downfall. It was a lesson etched in the annals of the company's history, a reminder that power without ethics is a recipe for disaster. Through it all, I maintained my understanding, realizing that life isn't always black and white. I empathise with the employees who had been caught in the crossfire, those who might have been swept up in the chaos unintentionally. My leadership style shifted from dominance to collaboration, from wielding power to empowering others. The restoration of my position was a satisfying victory, but the true triumph lay in the transformation of the company's culture. The toxicity that had thrived under Mario's rule was replaced with an environment that celebrated hard work, dedication, and innovation. The scars of the past were slowly healing, replaced by the growth and progress that comes with renewed purpose. As for me, well, I embarked on a new chapter in my life with renewed vigour. The weight of the betrayal and humiliation had lifted, replaced by a sense of liberation and newfound purpose. My days were no longer tainted by the bitterness of the past, but rather infused with the excitement of possibilities. In the end, I emerged from the ordeal not just as a protagonist seeking revenge, but as a symbol of resilience, humility, and the enduring power of integrity. My story became a beacon of hope for those who had faced similar trials, a reminder that no matter how dire the circumstances, a steadfast heart and an unwavering commitment to what's right can lead to a triumphant comeback. The years had taught me that life is a journey filled with unexpected twists, and that the strength of character we exhibit in the face of adversity defines our legacy. As I walked forward into the new horizon, I did so with a sense of pride, knowing that I had not only exposed the truth and turned the tables, but that I had emerged from the shadows as a shining example of what it means to be truly victorious. If you are Luke, faced in the same situation, how will you choose to show kindness amidst the cruel things? Let us know in the comments section below.